Hello everyone, and welcome to another video, my track guide for the Toyota GR86 going around Mugello, the Grand Prix layout, so let's get into it. From the start finish line all the way up to the first corner that is quite far, making turn 1 a great place to try an overtake. But when qualifying we want to be on the left side of the track, utilizing all of the room on the outside. I'll brake halfway between the 50 board and the 100 board here on the left, and I aim for about 80% brake pressure, and we are trailing that off until the middle of the corner. In the middle of the corner is also where we want to start to pick up the throttle again. We can be fairly aggressive with it, just make sure we come out just about mid-track or to the right of that to make the setup for turn 2 a lot easier. Make sure to be all the way over to the right side for turn 2 and use of course the curb here on the outside as well. I don't brake for turn 2 at all I do is lift off once I get to the end of the curb. I lift off as I leave the curb and begin to accelerate again once I get close to the inside curb. I want to come out just a little bit to the left of the middle of the track to make turn 3 a little bit easier. Again here we don't have to brake at all, we just lift off the throttle and we do that as we turn into turn 3. Again, just a short lift, quickly on the throttle again, cutting all of the inside curb, using all of the available room here on the outside. Then we want to get back to the right side of the track. Sure to use the outside curb here for turn 4. I brake once I get to the 50 board here on the right. I aim for 55% brake pressure and I'm trailing that off until the inside curb starts. Once the curb starts we want to pick up the throttle again. We want to cut a lot of the curb, even some of the anti-cut sausage. Getting this 100% right, you will be able to hold full throttle throughout turn 5. Otherwise lift off the throttle a little bit and quickly back on it again just as turn 4, cut all of the curb and the anti-cut on the inside and use whatever room you need on the outside. Stay here on the left side of the track, and once we get to the end of the wall here on the left, then we want to start to brake a little bit, holding just a few percent, and we hold that all the way to when we get off the inside curb of turn 6. Once we get off the inside curb, we want to apply the throttle again. We want to make sure we come out just about mid-track for this one. That will make turn 7 a lot easier. Now we're going to control the car with the throttle, lifting off the throttle, making sure we stay close to the inside curb of turn 7. The goal is to make it easy to get over to the left side of the track for turn 8, which we don't have to brake for at all. And we want to open up the corner as much as possible. A little lift after we turn into turn 8. Quickly back on the throttle again, getting in close to the inside curb of turn 8. And from now on, it's all about being smooth, utilizing all of the available room, staying flat out all the way down to turn 10. Getting this right will yield quite a lot of time. I want to stay on the left side of the track to turn 10. I don't have a good braking marker for you for turn 10, but I'll try and use the porta potty here on the left. Quick hit to about 90% brake pressure, quickly trailing off, and we trail it off all the way to the yellow anti-cut on the inside of turn 10. Here we want to cut the yellow anti-cut as well. Once we get to the yellow anti-cut, we want to start to apply the throttle again, staying to the right side of the middle of the track. That will make it a lot easier on turn 11, and actually make it flat out. Make sure not to hit the anti-cuts of turn 11 and use all of the available room on the outside. Then we want to get back to the left side of the track for turn 12. Make sure to use all of the available room here on the outside, and I brake once I pass the 50 board here on the left. I aim for about 60% brake pressure, trailing that off all the way to the middle of the corner. The exit here is going to be a little bit tricky as the corner is falling away from us. When I reach the middle of the corner is where I start to apply the throttle again. In this one I was a little bit trigger happy, so I had to go off the throttle again. That will hurt the time a little bit, because we're going on to a part where we're going full throttle for quite a while. And as you can see, I'm understeering quite a lot here. When getting this right, you should only graze the outside curb here. Now it's all about taking the shortest route possible all the way down to turn 15, cutting both curbs off turn 13 and 14. Just make sure you don't cut them too much, because there is a 1/8 on the inside of both of them. As all of the previous corners, make sure to use the outside curb here, and I'll brake once I get to the 50 board here on the right. I aim for about 60% brake pressure, trailing that off all the way to the middle of the corner. It is going downhill and the corner is falling away from us just a little bit, making it just a little bit harder. I like to take a wide entry, going for a little bit of a later apex. I feel I get a bit of line throughout the corner with that. Once in the middle of the corner, I go on the curb, and then I'm slowly increasing the throttle, making sure I'm staying within the white line once we get to the exit of the corner. Only using the room I need, because it's all about being smooth once going onto the straight, as we want to carry as much speed as possible. And now it's just a drag race down to the start finish line. As my lap around Mugello in the Toyota GR86, the time was 2 minutes 7 seconds 0.2. I have more guides for the GR86 linked down below. Hopefully you found this one useful. If you did, leave a like down below, consider subscribing as well, and now for uninterrupted hot laps.